Hi, my name is Paula Cherie, and you're watching The Artful Entrepreneur. Today I have with me Jennifer Hennigan of Eye Candy Boudoir. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi.
Thanks for coming all the way from Texas.
Thank you for having me. I love Florida. It's such a fun state.
It is fun, and it's hot as all get out.
Oh, same. I'm used to it. Like, we have the same kind of weather, so it's...
Really?
Yeah. It's like, it's still like being in my state, but maybe like the sister of my state. Kind of.
Is it like you get that nasty humidity we get here?
Well, yeah, it can get pretty humid. I've been getting notifications for the past 2 weeks, like heating, like warnings, like, oh, the heat, you need to watch out, deathly heat. So it's been pretty bad lately in Texas.
Oh. Well, fall's coming.
I know, thank God. I'm so ready for that. I was in Rhode Island last week, and the weather, I love Rhode Island just because of the weather itself, because it's so cool. It's like I'm there in the middle of summer when it's deathly heat in Texas, and I go to Rhode Island, and it's just like the weather is normal, and then there's a cool breeze, and it's like perfection. But I've never been there in the winter. I'm sure I would feel completely different if I went to Rhode Island in the winter.
I'm sure. So how long have you been doing boudoir photography?
So I started in photography about 2010. Like, I got my first camera. I was in film school, but I started my boudoir business around 2018. I knew I wanted to do photography because people kept coming to me for photography. I'd started doing a digital marketing company, and people just kept saying, I like your photography, I like your filmmaking, but I don't, the digital marketing wasn't selling. And so people kept coming to me for photography. I was like, okay, this is working. I need to make this work. And I talked to a business coach, and he was like, your work is great, but you're doing everything under the sun. You need to focus on a niche. What do you like to shoot? And I said, well, I don't want to shoot weddings. I had one traumatizing wedding, and I was like, never doing that again. And in my experience, like, men don't typically get excited about photo shoots. It's the wife is the one who books it, and babies cry. And I was like, I want to work with people who are excited about what we're doing, and I want to do something that really means something special to the person that I'm working with. So boudoir just seemed like a really great avenue to take, and so I've been doing that since 2018.
Oh, nice. I feel the same way. I like working with women just because, we're giving them something or an experience that they've typically never had. Like, a lot of ladies will come in and all they've ever had before are family portraits done, and so boudoir is a whole different ball game.
Exactly.
And it's very client focused, like it's all about them. They're the superstar for the day. And I noticed too that, like, you have this course called Build Better Boot Camp, or Build Better Clients Boot Camp. See, I can't even say it right. Have some more wine. So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so with the Build Better Clients Bootcamp, it's all about sales and making that first impression and getting paid up front, and really just setting the boundary and standard for what your client is going to expect, and so that there are no issues. We've worked with a bunch of the same business coaches, and what I noticed was a lot of the business coaches that we're learning from are other boudoir photographers who are fantastic photographers, but the things that I was learning about sales are things that I actually know are not great sales processes. And I've actually been trained in sales, and that was my thing. And so I was like, okay, I wanted to create a course that would help people achieve sales. And I think people who are artists are normally scared of sales. It's a very scary thing to be like,
I just want to make art, but we need to get paid.
Exactly. And my thing is that I'm actually more of a salesperson first and an artist second. Like, I'm great at artistry, and I'm great at photography, but where I really shine is in sales. So I just was like, I had a good friend of mine who, and here's the thing with sales. You're taught you should always listen to the person who's making more money than you. And so I would take the sales advice of the people who were making more money than me, but it wasn't working for me. I noticed that there were some tactics that were a little bit like sleight of hand sales tactics, a little bit like I have to surprise my clients with my prices, or I need to hide my prices. And I feel like a lot of photographers kind of feel that way. They feel intimidated by their own prices and packages. And so I was like,
let me take away the temptation.
Yeah, the cats.
Yeah, that's
You got it put away.
I knew she was going to come back. I should know better.
So tempting though. Who could say no to a charcuterie board?
Right?
So, now my sales, when I was doing what other coaches were telling me, things were falling short. I was having clients who were like, well, you didn't tell me that. Well, you didn't make this clear to me. Well, and I got so sick and tired of that. It was taking a lot of the joy out of the photography, because I was dealing with all these issues that were based on, the fear of informing my clients up front about what was going to be needed from them. So after a while, I was like, I gotta fix this. I can't keep doing all this work and not getting paid or having clients have excuses. Right. Yeah, you just
go out of business.
Exactly. You can't run a business and not be making money from clients because you're too afraid to show your prices up front. So a really good friend of mine, she was doing these consultations, it wasn't consultations. She was doing these calls where you could pay $200 for 2 hours. Her name's Carissa Starsevich, and she owns Studio XO. And so we did 3 2-hour calls. I decided to pay for her stuff, and we ended up becoming like best friends in the process. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, I'm doing in-person consultations. So I was like, that sounds like a nightmare. So I have to meet with my clients with a whole nother appointment.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
It does. So, she was like, no, do it. It's great. Here's how I do it. And then I go over the contract with them in person, and there's no excuses, and everything's more thorough. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I tried it. And the first year I started doing it, I got $6,000 sales up front, especially when I put everything together with using financing, offering other options. It just blew up really, really well. And so I was like, okay, nobody's teaching this. Nobody's teaching how to pitch your prices up front, get paid up front, get paid in full. This is something that I need to teach. So I actually created it into a 4-week course, and it's the Build Better Clients Boot Camp, and it's amazing. My first student who completed it, she was really nervous. She was like, Jennifer, because we start with a phone call, and then we get them to book over the phone call an in-person consultation. And she was like, Jennifer, every time I'm on the phone call with them, they ask me, what do my packages cost? What do I charge? And I feel like I can't lie to them, because it's uncomfortable to hide prices. It's uncomfortable to say, oh, we don't tell prices. And I get that. I don't like to hide prices until after the fact.
But of course, we don't want to scare them off either, with our pricing by saying it up front. So.
Exactly. So I was like, here's the thing. When you're on the phone call with them booking that consultation, you're not selling them a session. If you were selling them a session, I'd be like, yes, you need to be upfront about your prices. But when we do a phone call, we're not trying to sell them a photo shoot. It's like a first date. I'm not trying to convince you to marry me. I'm just trying to convince you to go on a second date with me.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of just a cup of coffee, we're going to have dinner, and it might cost a little bit more money. So I explained it to her. I was like, listen, you're just trying over the phone to get her to book a $99 in-person consultation. And there's value to that, because you're going to sit them down in your studio, you're going to show them around, you're going to show them your products, and you're going to go over all the details, because there were so many details I'd tell them over the phone that by the time the photo shoot showed up, they'd be like, I didn't know that. Because so much information gets lost over the phone.
Yeah.
But when you come into my studio and I walk you through everything, and I have a PowerPoint presentation breaking down my contract, I have my prices right there in front of you, I offer financing options right there in front of you, it's all more digestible. You hold on to the information longer. You remember the stuff that you're signing up for. And it just makes the whole process easier. Plus, you deserve to get paid for that time that you're spending doing that. It's just like if you're...
Of course.
Yeah, you're trademarking a term, right? And to trademark a term, I think it only costs like $2.99 or something.
Oh, wow.
But people, I think it's like $2.99, $300, something like that. But if you pay a lawyer to trademark a term for you, it costs like $700, $3,000, up to $3,000.
You gotta
but
pay
like,
for their time.
yeah, you're paying for their time. You're paying for it to be done right the first time. You're paying so that you don't make all these mistakes and like you don't know what you did wrong, and then 3 years later you're still trying to trademark this term. That's what the whole point of paying for a consultation is that I'm going over something with you in deep detail so that when you sign up, you know what you're signing up for. There's no issues. There's no, I didn't know you charged a cancellation fee. I didn't know that I was going to have to pay this off by this date. There's none of that. It's all very thorough. And so my clients, when they sign up with me, they know what they've signed up for. There's less issues throughout the process. They are happier. They're happier by the end of the process. There's less issues. They're less, I didn't know. I have less headaches. So it works out better for all of us.
Right, and you're not relying on them to read fine print.
Exactly.
Because you know they're not going to read the contract. They hardly read emails.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially when the TikTok has now reduced the attention span to like 3 seconds.
Exactly.
And even in my own consultations, like I will tell them I put information in their client portal, but I will not go over every detail when they are on the phone with me during a consultation, because it's so much information to throw at them.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely, I can see where this method is so much better. Like there's more time invested up front, but as you said, you're also setting the stage to have a happier, more satisfied client because you're managing their expectations up front.
Exactly. And then, it's not just the consultation. A lot of people could be like, well, I could just do my phone call as a consultation. But a lot of what the course is too is teaching you how to talk to your client so that the idea of spending $6,000 is a lot more like, oh, I could do that, than when you're on the phone and you're like, packages start at $1,000, and then they're like, well, I don't know about that.
Right.
So it's really on how to pitch yourself and present your offer so that a $6,000 sale up front doesn't sound so scary. Like I said, my first year doing it with financing options, and after I really formed my whole process, I got 10 $6,000 all money up front sales, and it was the most mind-blowing thing ever. I hit $100,000 by the end of May, and I was like, holy cow, like last year I was just lucky to hit 125K by the end of the year. So it made a massive difference. And like I said, my first client, she did that, and she was like, listen, they want to know the prices up front, how do I do it? And I'm like, listen, you're not selling them a session, you're selling them a consultation. So if they ask what are the prices, you say, that's what you're paying for with the consultation. You're paying to come in and let me tell you all the information and what the value is and what you're getting. And it's like asking for that second date. I'm not gonna tell you what you're getting with me, all my traumas, all my, things, all my goals, all my, what I want out of a partner. You don't do that at our first date. You're gonna scare someone off. So it's like, let's go to dinner, let's date a little bit, and then maybe I'll tell you all the things that I need emotionally from you, and that all the things that like you're gonna get with me. And if you like me, we'll work out. And if you don't like me, we won't work out. But that's what I kind of like about it, is that it's the way you communicate with clients and how you're taking it. So her next call I guess the way I worded that, it made sense to her. She was like, okay, I get it. I'm not selling them a shoot. I'm selling them a consultation. So after that, she felt more confident with the phone call and just booking them for an in-person consultation, got them in for the consultation, and made a $3,000 upfront sale. And it was amazing. So
that is awesome.
Really good feeling.
I love that analogy of like the dating analogy, because it really does apply so well. And if they're willing to come in for an in-person consult, I think they're a lot more likely to book, just because there's more of a commitment there.
Exactly.
So people that are price shopping are not going to come in for an in-person consultation.
No, people say that to me all the time. They're like, oh, well, my clients aren't going to pay that. I'm like, yeah, here's the thing though. When they're willing to pay $99 to come in for a consultation just to learn about what is going on,
they respect your time.
They respect your time. Mm-hmm. They really want to do this. This is not just I'm price shopping. This is I'm already sold on it, but I just want to find out more and details, because this is something I'm serious about doing. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want. I want the clients who are serious about doing this. And there are ways you can do it. You can do like, right now I'm running a promotion where it's we're making a coffee table book, and we're going to feature you inside the coffee table book, and we're going to do a consultation interview. So I tie in an interview process to it as well. And the deal is, if we don't pick you from the interview, we'll give you your $99 back. But if we do pick you, then we'll go ahead and do the consultation. And then if you choose not to work with us, then we hold on to the $99 because we did offer the service of the consultation, which we charge $99 for. And, it's basically a model call, which we all know what model call is. And so we have an initial, lead form ad where it's like name, email, phone number, main questionnaire, which is like, what do you do on a daily basis? What would this photo shoot do for you? And then we also say, we're up front, we're like, is this something you can afford? We charge normally for products $3,000 to $5,000. Most people spend that much. Is this something you can afford? Yes, no, we're on a payment plan. If they say yes, they're on a payment plan, I'm like, okay, great, you've told me you can afford this. And so then when we get on the, consultation call, my interview questions are all about, we shoot on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Can you make yourself available for that? We're shooting boudoir. You understand what that is? What's your comfort level between 1 and 5? Like, do you need to be wearing at least a tank top and shorts, or are you comfortable completely nude? Like, just typical questions you would ask to find out if someone's going to be a great model for a boudoir session. Because it is for a book. It is for an actual thing that you're going to produce and send out. And, if you get to the consultation portion where you tell them your prices and they're like, oh, I can't afford that, listen, I've already made you aware that you're going to be spending this money on products. So if you choose not to work with me and you pass the interview process, that was already part of the interview process. You passed. Now I keep your $99. As long as you're honest, it's going to work out for the best for you. Now and I've had people message me and they're like, when do I get my $99 back? And I'm like, you don't. It says very clearly, like, if you do not choose to work with us, but we choose to work with you, we don't refund. And this is what we normally charge for a consultation. So there's always ways you can offer it that way too. If model call works for you, if regular consultations and regular clients works for you, whatever works for you, there's always a way that you can tweak things to work with whatever system you have in place that is actually working for you to get clients.
Awesome. So it's fair to say that this course is basically for, I can even see that artist even. It doesn't necessarily have to even be, or any genre of photographer really, that is looking to build better clients, of course, get paid.
For sure. I think it could work for graphic designers. I think it could work for wedding videographers.
Anybody that offers a service that's a little bit more labor intensive, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the thing that makes
creative.
the thing that I think makes it more specific to boudoir photographers is just that I offer some special bonuses. For instance, like I said, me and Carissa, we're great friends now. And she has this fantastic magazine template that she has for the consultation. And so we offer the magazine template with the course. But otherwise, you don't have to be a boudoir photographer to do the course and have success with it. Just if you're offering, like you said, some sort of labor-intensive service, like I said, videographers, graphic designers, things like that. It could work for pretty much anyone, and even other genres of photography, newborns. It's a great option. I even thought about working with some wedding photographers and just doing consultations because I'm so good at them and seeing if maybe they would even freelance.
That's pretty close. That's close enough because wedding photographers also have collections. Yeah. They usually book, months out in advance. They do in-person consultations. Yep. They need to show product samples and all of that good stuff. I could definitely see that. So how long does it, and you may have mentioned this before and I may have missed it, but how long does it actually take to go through the course?
So it's a 4-week course. However,
I thought you said 4 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. However, each course lesson is literally less than 30 minutes. I think it ranges from 12 minutes to 22 minutes. Just for the video, and then I do recommend doing it over the course of 4 weeks because, you
need time to implement.
Yeah, you need time to implement. You're creating the, K-Starks magazine is a big thing I use within my consultation, and then I have a PowerPoint presentation breakdown of my contract. So you get that template within the course, and so then you have to take and go into your own contract and okay, how do I break this down into slides just to be very digestible to my clients. I still always recommend to my clients, read the full contract, but everything that's super important, like the no refund policy, cancellation fees, all of that's in the contract, and it goes in order on the PowerPoint presentation as it does in my contract. There's also creating how people pay for their packages, although I'm now creating a kind of upgraded version of the course where you'll also get a template for a online store through Wix, which
super cool.
you can set up so that so your clients can pay up front and pay with financing. I use Affirm. Affirm's a great company to offer financing to your clients through. So there's a lot you have to set up, but it should be doable within 4 weeks. And so if you take each piece at a time, it's like, okay, here's the video, now here's what you should implement, and it'll take you a week or less than a week to go ahead and set up all the stuff you need to do to get that little portion ready.
Awesome. So if somebody wants to enroll in your course, is it currently open for enrollment?
It is currently open. I mean, it's kind of a constantly open thing, but I go through I'm thinking about setting up a thing right now where we are going to promote it heavily. I have a Facebook group for it. It's the Boudoir Professionals Facebook group, and so we're going to set up a thing where we're going to heavily promote it to the group at one point, but really at any time, if somebody wants to join, they can join, but we go through like little spouts where we're like, okay, we're really pushing it right now, and then I get busy with photography and
projects.
I'm trying to do workations. Like I'm currently in Florida for a workation.
And I think you could probably make a course out of that as well, even if it was like a master class or a mini course, because there are so many of us photographers that would love to have a vacation written off as a work expense and book some clients while we're traveling, and I think a lot of us would appreciate any marketing advice that you could offer in that regard.
Oh, for sure. My thing is, there's so many people with so much great marketing advice. And I could give you good marketing advice, but I know that there are people out there who are thriving with their marketing advice, and they probably know better than me. And so where I thrive is, like I said, it's the in-person sales and the giving you offers and giving people options. A lot of people, what they do is they have a $500 booking fee. And so within the course, I'm constantly pointing out where you could give your clients a choice of this or that versus yes or no. So instead of being there's a $500 booking fee, oh no, I don't want to pay that. Oh yes, I do want to pay that. I give them the option of there's a $500 booking fee, or you can put $1,000 down towards photo products and we'll waive the $500 booking fee.
Yeah.
What sounds better to you? So it's a this or that versus a yes or no.
That's great, because it gives you more flexibility to be flexible, and I think it makes it feel less high pressure.
True, and also they're making the choices, so then they feel more sure about it.
That makes sense. Good tip.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you for sharing that with us. And so if somebody wants to enroll in your course, where do they go?
So they would go to www.theboudoirprofessionals.com. And then it would lead you through a funnel that will set up a call with us to go ahead and learn more about the course, and so you can sign up and join.
Awesome. Well, I thank you for being on my show today and being a guest. It was wonderful having you. And have a wonderful rest of your day.